Hello everyone, welcome to another Transformers review. Now, anyone who knows their G1 Transformers will recognise the box that's in front of them. Now, before we get too much into the review, I'm not absolutely certain that this is a genuine G1. It could actually be the remake which came out a few years ago anyway, a good few years ago now, but they did remake this figure. It was a mail away only figure back in the G1 era. I didn't pay big money out for this guy, so even if it's just a reissue, it's still worth the money. It's debatable. I mean, maybe somebody else knows more, or recognises the differences with the G1 to the original, that they'll be able to tell me whether or not this is the genuine article. Well, because it's a mail away, you basically get a box like that. Inside you get a styrofoam insert, which again just holds the figures. And as you can see, it's Transformers camera. What's inside? Well, the name of the Transformer in question is of course G1 Reflector. Now, he does come with his instruction booklet, which as far as I can tell does look absolutely G1. It's complete. If it is a copy, it's a perfect copy, and to be fair, even on the creases and that is showing age, so again it's debatable whether or not it is the genuine thing. You also get the text vector decoder, which is the standard sort of stuff you always seem to get with the G1s. The text vectors are actually on the instructions, but I'll use them for the moment because I need them to remind me of the names on these guys. First of all, you get, I don't know if it's a team leader or you class it, they're all kind of, I don't know, sort of almost like mentally linked. In the G1 cartoon, these guys all spoke at the same time, and I suppose you could say they're almost like triplets, whereas sometimes in the Transformer line you get clones or twins, like say Twin Twist and Top Spin are a good example of that. These guys I think are the only ones where there's three of them the same anyway. Anyway, getting to the review instead of me waffling on, you get Viewfinder, who is, as I say, you could more or less class him as the leader of the group. The next one is Spectro, like that, and the next one is Spyglass. Now, they all look different. In the cartoon, they all looked identical and a lot more like Viewfinder, especially with his chest. They were more the typical green and sort of purpley colour that is a bit synonymous with the Decepticons. Obviously, he is a Decepticon. They each have got their individual weapons. I'm actually doing the robot form first because they're actually a combiner, so it's easier to actually do it the other way around. So unusually we're going for robot modes first. Now, they've all got their own gun. Viewfinder's is called a lens laser, apparently. It pegs in on the side of his arm. Go for Spectro's next, which is a shutter gun, apparently, and that just pegs into his fist. And then we've got Spyglass's is an Opto Blaster, whatever one of those is. I don't know who comes up with the names at Hasbro, but they must just sort of sit there trying to think of new words. Other than their individual weapons, you do get a couple of accessories. You get a set of missiles, which are still on their sprue, which do fit into and would launch from a little cubey sort of rocket launcher. Now, I believe there is a way that that actually mounts on to the figures. Oh yeah, it's got a little peg on the back there, so it can be held the same as the handguns. I'll just peg that in carefully there. It'll go. It's been a bit temperamental. I'll try it in one of the others. No, it's still being a little bit temperamental. The fit isn't that great. And again, this is why I'm thinking, is it genuine, or is that a problem that the genuine ones are? Anyway, it's effectively just another weapon, so I'll just pop that down there to the side for a minute. And the last piece you get is this little, effectively like a little barrel, which obviously becomes a camera lens. Now I'll put that to one side for a minute as well. And I'll give you a bit better look at the individual figures. I'm going to start first with viewfinder. Quite a nice little robot mode. You need to pull the arms out to get the articulation. Nice bit of chrome work in it, and obviously you can see the lens there in the middle of his chest for where he becomes a camera. You get some sticker details around the outside, and you get the viewfinder lens at the back there. But yeah, not a bad little figure, pretty basic face sculpt, but quite nice. They've chromed the actual visor. Now getting to Spectro, he's again nice little bot, quite a good little head sculpt, and yeah, pretty nice really. The Decepticon logo again I believe is in line with the original, if this is a copy, a reissued version. But again, you know, there's sort of odd bits, like a little bit of wear and tear, a little bit of sort of age showing, that I'm wondering, are these guys the genuine thing? But again, nice little bot, and die cast metal on the chest, which is always nice, gives a bit more weight to these figures. And then we come to Spyglass, who again, totally different appearance, but nice little bot, again chrome legs, metal chest again, and nice little face sculpt with some nice little paint apps on it as well. And you do get Hasbro Takara Japan on it, and 83. Now again, obviously they're going to mould that in if they've done a copy as well. But again, I don't know, something about them kind of makes me feel they're genuine, but you know, like I say, what I paid for them was cheap if they are the genuine articles, so I was either lucky or I just paid the game rate for the copy. Anyway, getting on to their transformations, we'll start with Spectro. So take his gun away, because I won't need that again. Now the transformations are dead simple. This is classic G1 territory. You fold his arms around to the front of his chest, and then fold his legs up and back round. And that will just go, that's it. Clear the bottom of the figure. And that is effectively it. Now, not much to look at the minute. Could be an energon cube for all it matters at the minute. Now we'll take Spyglass, lose his gun, and again turn around to the back, fold his arms in, and fold his legs up into the front of the figure this time. And again, you just end up with a cube with a head. That's it, all tucked in a bit neater. Again, you know, it's not much to look at this point, but you start to see a little bit of similarity going on there, which is nice. Take away Viewfinder's gun, and for his transformation again is blatantly simple. You just manoeuvre the arms to the upright position, push them in so that they go right in and cover his face with his sticker and of course their combined name, which is Reflector. Bring his legs up and to the back like so, and again you pretty much end up with a cube. Now you take Spyglass and Viewfinder, and you'll notice there's a hole there and a hole there, and you've got to line that peg and that peg up and just push them in. Just do that, that's it. And the same again with Spectro, just lining them up and pushing them together. and they do fit reasonably solidly, and you can already see the beginnings there of a classic, well, 80s SLR camera. Now you take the barrel part, which is basically the lens of the camera, but doesn't actually have any lens in the front of it, and that just fits straight over viewfinder's front, like so, giving it the classic camera lens look. And of course you can take the missile launcher, and that goes over the top of Spyglass's head, like so, and gives you your flash. Now the added feature on Spectro is you've got a little button, which is supposed to be obviously the button you press to take the picture, so you've effectively got a dummy camera to play with. Now, to be honest, out the back of it is pretty much Transformer kibble. There's nothing there what really looks, I mean, you've even got Spectro's head sticking up there with his face sticking out the back, so yeah, from the back a pretty dire looking mode, but no, I think from the front a reasonable sort of light attempt at a camera. Could have been a little bit bigger, because to be quite honest, if that was an SLR of the time, it's about half the size it should have been, at least that anyway. But yeah, really nice classic G1 character. You could only get these mail away, you had to send your robot points in for them, and he sort of, you know, he was in more the background, though he did get a few lines in the G1 cartoon, but then just disappeared. Strange, never really did show whatever happened to him as far as I can remember. I don't remember him getting killed off, but a little bit of a shame, because he was that little bit different, especially with most of the Decepticons at the time being the Seekers, which they all look much and much. It was quite nice to have a little team, well, effectively a team, a combined team. Probably you'd class him as the first combiner, other than Soundwave having his cassettes inside him. This guy is the first Transformer combiner. He would have originally probably come from the Microman line, I'd assume. I don't think he's Diaplane, I think he's more Microman. But yeah, really good little alt mode, completely different. I mean, the only things that have come close really since are some of the more modern movie toys where they do the real gear type things, or I suppose the nearest thing would be Laserbeak from, I think, Armada, where he's a video camera. So yeah, really good little figure. Whether he's original or whether he's the reproduction doesn't really bother me. As I said, what I paid for him was a bargain either way. I would say pick him up, just for the fact that he's that much sort of a different sort of mode than pretty much everything else you get these days with Transformers. And yeah, that's about it really. Hope you've enjoyed this little review. The rain's chucking it down, so it's not making up the sound too much. And yeah, I shall see you again for another Transformers review. Thanks for watching.